Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Veronica, known as Data Geek is my name. Welcome. If you have not already, please subscribe. I do many step-by-step tutorials on data analytic tools. So let me ask you, are you having trouble calculating profit margins, averages, or even just counting IDs in Power BI? Well, don't worry. In this video, I'm going to show you step-by-step the most essential DAX calculations you need for your dashboard. I will also show you how to create this amazing interactive dashboard to drill down on sales, profit margins, and by year. By the end of the video, you'll know exactly how to build professional metrics and a fantastic interactive dashboard like this one that will make your reports shine. Open up Power BI and let's get started. I'm now inside Power BI Desktop. If you don't have Power BI installed yet, don't worry. I already created a step-by-step video showing you exactly how to download and install Power BI Desktop for free. The free version gives you everything you need to follow along with this tutorial and build powerful dashboards. I'll leave the link in the description below so you can watch that first if you need help setting it up. And first, let's look at our data set. All right, so here's our data set we will be working with. So it has order ID, order date, shipment mode, customer ID, customer name, segment, country, region, state. It also has city, product category, which is office supply, technology, product name, quantity, unit price, discount, sales, cost, profit, profit margin, payment method, and order priority. So we're going to upload this into Power BI. So if you are here on this page, you can simply just click on your data source, which in my case, it is going to be an Excel workbook. Now I have it in my downloads folder, however, it's not showing. So here under file name, next to that you have a little drop down. You can click on it and click on all files and it should pop up. So I'm going to click that and open. Now just to mention, I'm going to have this data set available for you guys to download in case you guys want to follow along with me on this tutorial. I will link that in the description below also. So now it gives you just a preview of your data and everything we just looked at. So I'm going to go ahead and click on transform data here. I like to transform my data first before I load it. The reason why is because I like to look and make sure that my columns have the correct data types. So for example, here on the top it has 1, 2, 3. So if you click on that, it's going to show you what 1, 2, 3 is. This one has a calendar. So it's a date. There's shipment date there. So just looking at these, making sure they're correct. These are all fine. Scrolling over, making sure my totals and unit prices, discounts, all that stuff is an actual decimal. If I click on that 1.2, it shows 1.2 is a decimal number. It's always good to look at your data set and make sure that each of these columns have the right data types. Now that everything looks good, I'm going to click here on the top where it says close and apply. Click on this little drop down here and click on close and apply from the drop down. Great, so now it downloaded successfully. So you're going to see this build visuals with your data. So this is where you're going to build your dashboard. But here in the corner, you're going to see these icons here. This one will be the report view. This one will be your table view. So we're going to click on this one, table view. And now you'll see your data. Here on your right side, you see sales data. So that is your data set name. So that's the data set we uploaded into Power BI. So if you click that to expand, you're going to see all of your column names. So now we're going to be creating our DAX measures. So the first one is going to be total sales. So in this window, make sure to click on New Measure. And we're going to do this for every single measure, which will be 5 measures. So new measure, and then your measure name equals, but we're going to go ahead and call this something different. Our first measure is called total sales. So this is total sales equals sum, then the data set name, which is sales data, and then the sales column. This measure adds up every sales transaction in our data set, giving us the total revenue. This is going to be our second measure. This is going to be total profit. So we're going to call it total profit, and it's going to equal to sum, which adds up all of our profit, then our data set name, which is sales underscore data, and then our column name is profit. So some logic here. Now we're summing up all the profit values to see what the business actually earns. And then this one's measure 3. This is going to be the profit margin percent. So that's exactly what we're going to call it. This is going to equal to divide, and then our total profit, which we created that measure in step 2, then comma total sales, which is our measure we created in step 1. So this profit margin shows efficiency, how much profit we keep from each dollar of sales. So this is important. We use divide instead of the slash to avoid any errors when sales are 0. So our fourth measure, we're going to measure average order value, which is AOV. So this is going to be average order value equals divide, and then our total sales, comma, and make sure to use the distinct count, all capital, and then our sales underscore data, which is our data set name, and then our column name in brackets is order ID. Now make sure it's spelled exactly as it is in your data set, otherwise it will give you an error. Now, the fifth measure and our last measure we're going to be creating is orders count. So we're going to call it orders count equals distinct count, all capital, open parentheses, and then our column name order ID. Make sure it's exact spelled again. So this counts the unique order IDs so we can see exactly how many transactions we've had. So this is how you calculate the most important metrics in Power BI with DAX. So we did total sales, profit, profit margin, and average order value, and order count. So next we're going to go ahead and start creating our dashboard. So we will click here on this report view. And here is a blank dashboard that you will start doing your visuals. So we're going to go ahead and see these visuals here. You're going to click on any of these visuals to create. And then here is your data, which is sales data set, and all of your columns, including those measures that we created with DAX. All right, so the first thing we want to do is make this a color. So I'm going to do a background color. So under visuals, you're going to click on this little format your report page. It looks like a little document with the brush, paintbrush. Click on that and then scroll down to where it says wallpaper. Click on that. Now under color, I want to do like a light blue. So let's do this blue here. Now you can do an image if you like. You can do any color you like, but for this tutorial we're doing a light blue. Now next I'm going to do like a dark box on this side. So I'm going to go to my tab here on the top where it says File, Home, and Insert. So I'm going to click on Insert. Then I'm going to go to my shapes. Right here under Elements, go to Shapes, and then I'm going to click on under Rectangles. It's going to be the rectangle. And here I'm going to drag it all the way down. And again, I want to go to here under Format, Shape, and under Style, you're going to see Fill, and you're going to do a color. So I want to do a dark blue. So this blue will be good. And then also here, there is border. You can do border on or off. text shadow. Here, shadow, I'm going to turn this on so it can kind of give it like a background shadow. Now here you can change the color of the shadow. Let's do something like a bright blue. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, and then next we're going to do another shape. So click here on shapes, do the rectangular again. This time we want to drag it and just show here on the top. I think I'm going to keep that color. You can change the color under, make sure this is selected, go to style and fill. You can change your color if you like. I will go ahead and put a shadow. I like the shadow effect. Alright, so then now we can go ahead and start our visuals. So here under visuals, you select the one you want. I'm going to do an area chart, so I'm going to click that, or you can click and drag onto your canvas. I'm going to drag where it's kind of smaller here on the canvas. And here shows an x-axis under your visuals and y-axis. So on our x-axis, we're going to put state. So from your variable column names, look for state. Click and drag into your x-axis. And then now we want our sales. So click and drag sales into your y-axis. So now here's your sales by state. Now under this little format your visual, click that. And coming down to the bottom where it says data labels, it has an off. Turn that on so you can see your data labels. Now I don't like this background, the white background. So what I do is I'm going to go to General. And then under Effects, click that. And it says Background. I'm going to turn that off. So now it's off. Now you can change your background whatever color you like, but in this case I like to turn mine off, and then I give it that little glow or the shade again. So under here you're going to go to General and go into Effects again. And here's the shadow. So turn it on. And now you have your shadow. You could also change the title of this by going back into that little format your visual again. Go to General and Title. Click that. And it says Sum of Sales by State. So I'm going to go Total Sales by State. And that's our title there. Next, I want to put a pie chart. So I'm going to go back to my visuals, or just click outside of into your canvas anywhere. Because anytime you select a visual, this pops up for you to make any edits or change your visual or do any formatting. But we're done with this. We're going to click outside. Next, we will go ahead and do a pie chart. And this pie chart, I'm going to click and drag to resize it. And I'm going to put it where it kind of evens out. You'll see the little line here on the bottom where it evens out with that. And then this one right about there. We will use one of our margins. So let's do total profit. So here under legend and values, so we're going to click total profit and drag and drop into values. And now our legend, let's see, we can do city, country, we could even do state, but we already did state here, so let's do country. Drag into our legend. So now we have that. So again, we want to go here under Format Your Visual and under General, Title, and we're going to do Total Profit by County. I think that should be okay. But you can change your title name here. You can even change the color if you like. But this case, I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on this one that we created already. And I'm going to go to my home page and I'm going to copy here under Home. And under the Home button, it says Format Painter. So I'm going to click on that. Now I have like a little paintbrush. And I'm going to click on this one. And it changed that color. So now it gives it the same format as we did on this one here. So I'm going to kind of move this in a little more. All right, so then next what we're going to do is we will use a different chart. So this chart's going to be a clustered column chart. So click on that. And this one we are going to do product category and sales. So sales we're going to put in our y-axis and product category in our x-axis. Now you see the products like technology, furniture, and so on. So now again we can change our title. Go into format your visual, go to general and change your title name. I'm going to change this to total sales by product category. And again, I want the same format, so I'm going to go and click here on any of these ones here that have the format I want. Go to copy and then format painter and click on that. Now it has the same format. So perfect. So now we're going to go ahead and do a product performance table. So for this table, it's right here under your visuals column. Click on that table. And this one is going to be some columns here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do product name. So here you can just see a column. So you're going to add all your columns in here. So let's look for product name. Click and drag into columns. Now you have all of your product names. You can scroll all the way down. And let's do sales for each of those products. So here's your sum of sales. Now let's add one more column. Let's add, just for the fun of it, let's add discount. So click and drag there. So now we see this total sum of sales and the sum of the discount for each of those products. Now you can change your formatting. Again, going to format your visual, go to general, go to title. You can change or add a title there. I'll just keep it off. And then your under visual, you go to your values and you can change the color of your text or the numbers. And let's do more of like blues. Yeah, that's fine. And then also you can do under visuals, go to column headers. And this is for this column header here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a white color because we're going to do the background a dark blue. There we go. And there's that. Now also just to keep in mind, if this is too much blue for you, maybe you want the background a lighter color, you could always click on this background here, and not actually the visuals itself, but the background. And then go to under your visuals, format your visual, and go to wallpaper. And here you can do like another color, like even a white or a gray, a very light blue. Do that color there. That way it's not so much blue. All right, so now let's do some cards. So here we're under your visuals, you're going to see this last row here, and then you're going to look at see a card. It says card 1, 2, 3. Click on that. And I'm going to put this up here on the top. Now these cards will show total sales, total profit, average order value, and profit margins. These will show every measure we created. So with this being selected, I go here to the side and it has fields. So I'm going to go to our first one is going to be total sales. So total sales with the little calculator, that's our measure we created. I'm going to click and drag here. Now it has total sales. Click on it again, format your visual. go to General, and then turn on your title and click Title, and I'm going to type in total sales. All right, and then our text, I want it to be white because we're going to turn off the background. So the text will be white. And now I'm going to go to Visuals. This category label here, turn that off. Call out, I'm going to turn this white also. Now it looks like it's blank, but it's because our text is white and our background's white. So now I'm going to go back to General, and I'm going to go down to Effects and Background Off. And now it will look like there's just the text there. Now if you see that it disappears, it's because it goes behind this box because it thinks you're selecting that box that we created up here. All I have to do is just click outside here. So it's kind of like in the order. So if you put these first, these little cards first, and then you do the shape, well then it's going to sit under the shape. So make sure you put the shape first, then the cards on top. Now I'm going to click on this card again, and I'm going to do a copy. And now I'm on a window, so my Windows is Control V to paste. So I'm going to do this 2 more times. So now I have 4 cards. So the first one's total sales. This one, if I select it and go back to my add your data to your visual, and total sales, we're going to X that out. And this one's going to be total profit. So click on total profit and drag and drop. Now you have total profit. Now select this next one, the third one. Get rid of total sales. This one is going to be average order value, which is your AOV. Again, these are all the ones with the little calculators because we created these measures. So it's here on top, click and drag. Now select your last one, the fourth one, and get rid of this total sales, and now put profit margin with a little percentage. Click and drag. So now you have all of your information up here. So now here on this side, what we want to do first is I'm going to put a text box. I'm going to click text box, and in the text box I want to put sales report. Now I'm going to select it to highlight it, and then I'm going to do this about, let's do 40. I want it in the middle. Put it bold. And then your color, let's do a white. Now it looks like it's not there again because our background is also white. So again, we're going to go here to make sure it's selected, then go to your effects. Down here under background, we're going to turn that off. And then now we're going to just resize this. And then these little 3 dots, we're going to move it. So if it is a little too big, just highlight it and resize it. Or you could even move this in. There we go. So now we have our title there. Now under this title, I want to put our filters. So our first filter, go under your visuals again, click here. Then we're going to click anywhere that's outside of these visuals. So I'm going to click in between these 2 here where it shows the visual charts again. So this one is going to be the filters. So it's on your 3rd row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one down. It's called slicer. So click that. And now your slicer, the first slicer we want to put year. So under your dataset column, go to your order date and click and drag and put it into field. Now you have your slider here, but I want to drop down. So I'm going to go and click on this little button here to drop down. And make sure you have date hierarchy selected. And then now it shows all like year, quarter, month, and day. Well, I'm going to get rid of all these except for the year. So get rid of quarter, month, and day. Now it's just the year. Now you can resize this, but again, it's not a drop down. It's only for you to select. So what I want to do is create this drop down. So the paid version, you can click here in these little 3 buttons and you should be able to select drop down. But since we're using the desktop version, go to Slicer Settings. Under this settings, it says Options. It has Style, Vertical List. Well, we want drop down. So select drop down. And there we go. So now when you click here, it has a drop down for you to select. So now let's do our formatting. So under your values, you're going to go Format Color. So this is the drop down colors if you want to change those, but I'm going to keep them as is. You can also do the background color of your drop down, a border, but I'm going to keep those as is. And then I want to do my slicer header. So you can turn this off. You'll see that the year will disappear when I turn it off, but I want that there. So I'm going to click here to expand this, and I want this to be a white text because again, we're going to get rid of the background. So white text, and go to General, go to Effects, Background, turn it off. So now you can see that the all is really not visible. So what we want to do is make sure that is visible. So go to Visual, make sure it's selected, sorry, and then go to Visual. Again, it was under Values. Background is a different color. So maybe just like a gray. Let's do that color there. There we go. So it's kind of like a gray color, but you can change it however you like to your liking. So now I want to click on this and copy. And now I'm going to do a Control V to paste. But I'm going to do 4 more and kind of line them up the way you want them. So I should have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want year. This one is going to be region. So if I select it, go to my add your data to your visual, and then get rid of this one and go to region. Now we have our region, and select this one and select state. So get rid of this, go click and drag state. Now click in this one and change this one to city. So we're going to get rid of that. Click and drag city. And now select this one, and we're going to do product name. And just get rid of order date here. There we go. So now we can drill down from year. Let me just change these a little bit. Region, state, city, and product name. So let's try it out. So I'm going to go down to, I want to see 2025. I want to look at West, and let's do Arizona, and city, Phoenix, and product, I want to look at organizer. So as you can see, ones that I select, they show there, but to select more than one, you just go ahead, keep your control button down, and then select multiple ones. That way you can see multiple products at once. Now also you can do is you can click on your visuals like technology. It automatically shows you for technology those states, the counties, and the products. If you want furniture, it shows you that too. Very interactive dashboard. So double click to clear that. And let's close these up. And then you can go to your file, save it, you can share it, whatever you'd like. And there you have it, a fully interactive, professional-looking sales dashboard in Power BI. With just a few measures and visuals, you can go from raw sales data to insights that drive smarter decisions. So if you found this helpful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more tutorials on Power BI, Python, SQL, and Excel. Let me know in the comments what dashboard you'd like to see next. Thank you for your support, and I will see you on the next video.